Hello, it's Alex and I am in my hallway, which means only one thing. I'm going to be doing something. I've already looked at the front brakes of Peggy. Now I'm going to have a look at the rear brakes. I know that I need to replace one of my adjusters, so I'll be doing that today. And just see what condition the cylinders are in and the pipes, and just give it a good sort of service and check over. In my last video about rear brakes, I was front brakes. I was showing you where the jacking points were, so I'm just going to jack up on the back and show you. So here we are. This is where they want you to jack. On here, bring the jack up and get it lined up. Don't need that brick there. Brick on the front wheel. Sorry about my shoddy camera work. So that should be resting on those 2 points there. Beautiful. You do know it's Easter Sunday. You know, I could be doing nice things like going for a drive or going out for lunch, going to see family, but now I'm here on my own doing back brakes on an Allegro. Well, tomorrow is Easter Monday. I'm going to go shopping with my dad for my birthday, even though my birthday has been and gone, but it's the only opportunity we've got. I think I'm going to take the Land Rover home, and I'll leave the Allegro at Dad's, I think. Right, so I'm loose. Let's get her up. Yeah. Now this is fun because I want to put an axle stand underneath, but I'm not sure where. I found somewhere to put the axle stand for now. I'll show you. So underneath you've got the sphere. You don't want the axle stand on there, but this big arm here, suspension arm, goes round over there and mounts to the cross tube. That looks like a nice strong place, so I've just popped the axle stand there. And I'm gently, well, I'm going to take the wheel off and then I'll gently bring the jack down just so it rests on there. But be careful, there's the handbrake cable running along there, so you don't want to pinch that. But that's hooked onto the cross tube. So while I'm on the subject, of cross tube, here is what we call a cross tube mount. Is it Metalastic or something? So it's a metal bracket here with a rubbery type plastic middle that's squishy, with another metal bracket sandwiching it, a little bit like the engine mounts. And the rubber in these, or whatever it is, can fail. And the first sign of that normally is this isn't centre anymore, and it'll be resting down here on the metal. And our friend Dan Cho, he's got one of these gone, and this is starting to knock when he goes over bumps, and it's knocking on here, so Adam's got a new one to fit on there for him. But apparently it's a bit of a pain because the spheres have to be the fluid has to be let out the sphere, and the sphere has to be moved and all sorts apparently. I've never changed one, thankfully. Peggy's looks okay. But yeah, have a look at your cross tube mounts, and if you're getting a knock-in from the back, it's probably that. Now I've got the workshop manual out for this because it looks like, to get the brake drum off, I've got to take the grease cap off and the nut for the rear wheel bearing. So once I've put the drum back on and that, I've then got to readjust the rear wheel bearing, and it's really important you don't over tighten those. So I've just looked in the manual, it's got to be like £5 per square foot, whatever that is in Newton meters. So we'll sort that out, you know, when it comes to it. But I'm getting hot down here. Really nice day today. Oof. Right. God. I don't like putting my legs under cars while I'm working, just in case. Greasy. Ooh. Get the little split pin out. There it is. I must say, it's one of my favourite tools, this little hooky thing. Okay, we've got that. And then this nut has to come off to get this drum off for you. So I've got 15/16. I never know how to say it properly. Is it 15th of a 60? Oh, God knows. But that's the socket that fits. See how loose it is? And that's what I mean. It's meant to be loose. Not loose, but not tight at all. Absolutely detrimental. This is why people had rear wheels falling off and stuff like that, because people will over tighten these and the bearings were overheating and stuff. Looks like there's a washer there, watch out for that. I can get that with my little pokey tool, you see. Look at that. Oh yes, I've seen these at the Allegro spare shop. Yeah, the little toothy things. I don't know what they're called. And here's one of the little bearings. So we can have a look at him. He looks healthy. I've just remembered one of the main reasons I'm doing this is because one of the rear adjusters is broken, and I've just looked and it's this one, it's snapped off, so pull that off. It's a heavy drum, it's a really big drum. It's not like Land Rover ones. The Land Rover ones are big, but they're not heavy like this because they don't house the bearings like the Allegro does. You can see this has got another bearing in here, and there's an oil seal. So as long as there's no sign of oil leaking inside where the brake shoes are, I wouldn't bother touching that, you know. Just give it a little inspection, and it looks absolutely fine. There's no signs of it being broken or anything like that, so I'm not going to touch that. I know my bearings are good because there's no play in them, so we shall leave that one well alone, I reckon. So here we go. We've still got loads of meat left on the shoes, which is nice. We've got to check the cylinder, make sure it's not leaking any fluid. It looks dry. So all that leaves to do here is change this poor old adjuster. I'm hoping you can see this. I've just taken one of these off, which you have to sort of pinch the end, push it in, twist it, because all you're doing, you're taking this retaining pin out. If you can see, it's got this shape to it, so that's how it is on the car, and you've got to twist that so it pulls out basically. And there's two of them. Then I might be able to just pry these away from the adjuster. Here we go. Get them off. Now if you're changing the shoes and that, you might want to just make note of what holes the springs go in, just so you don't get those wrong. There we go, so you can lay that on the floor. You can get your new shoes and make sure you get the springs in the right place. So this is meant to have a bit of free play in it. It's meant to be able to slide on the back plate, so that's nothing to worry about. I've popped this little rubber cover off just gently. It's got a little spring clip holding it on, and then I've got hold of the piston and I can just pull it in and out easily with the pliers, and the actual piston itself looks really healthy and shiny. I don't know if you can see it going in at an angle. Oh, you can see my foot. Can you see it? Don't pull it out all the way because you get fluid everywhere, but that's got lovely movement to it. There's no sign of any leaking fluid, so I'm not going to change that. Nope. And so the handbrake mechanism there, you know, make sure that's got, you can grab it from behind. Plenty of movement in that. Okay, time to get the adjuster off. So behind it is two 7/16 nuts on the back. Thankfully, they're coming undone easily. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, see? That's broken. I'll show you the new one. I think the new ones are only about £5 from the club or something. Yeah, an old plastic band stuck on it, so you don't lose the little bits. Gross. Don't lose those little pips. So there you go. Should have a square adjuster on it, and you can get a proper square spanner to go on that, but I'll just find a spanner in my toolkit. What's it going to be? 5/16? Oh no, smaller than that. Maybe a 1/4 inch. Oh yeah, a little 1/4 inch, see? So you can use an open-ended spanner, but you can get a proper square spanner to go on it. A bit of lube, and just pop that out both sides. If it wants to come out, maybe not. Pokey tool. We like our pokey tool. I'm going to give that a bit of grease around the adjuster inside. And I'm going to give it a bit of grease in here. And then a bit of grease around the threads and the backing plate where it goes in. Plenty of grease around there. Lovely. So you can pop him in there first. You've got your little cat's bumhole washer, that's what I call it. Pop that on the back. It's a spring washer or whatever. I presume this is a form of spring washer. Always awkward with gloves on, isn't it? But I'd be really messy if I didn't have gloves on. And there's copper grease. Beautiful. That's tight. And now you've got your little fellas. Let's get that bit of elastic band out of there. Gross. And that's got to go in. You see it's got sort of edge to it. So the pointy edge comes towards you. And it pops in there. I mean, you'll know if you've got it the wrong way because it'll be sticking out. If I put one in the wrong way, you'll see. Come on. There you go. See it sticking out? That's wrong. It needs to be twisted and turned in there. That's it. Give that a clean up because you don't want any of that rubbish getting on the brake shoes. Put some bloody elastic band in that. Well, I'm happy with that. I've got the new adjuster on. The wheel cylinder looks absolutely fine, as does the bleed nipple on the back. That looks okay. Handbrake mechanism's all working. Yeah, I'm just going to now clean up the shoes. Just give them a little scuff down. We'll do that to the shoes and the drum, but be careful not to get any of this rubbish in the wheel bearing. Okay, so we're just giving it a little scuff up, and then when you've done that you can give it the old brake cleaner as well, and you know that's nice and clean, ready to go back. And if you've kept it all the right way up on the floor, you know that it goes back this way, and you'll know where to put the springs back as well. Right, there's the shoes with the springs in the right place, and you have one square bit down here at the bottom, this bit here, and one at the top, because the square bit is for the handbrake mechanism there, you see. So you'll be able to get that in there. You should be able to sort of fiddle around, stretch that over there. Get that one lined up there. I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this, you know. Maybe we can put this spring on after. Maybe that's the way forward. Maybe not. Oof. There you go. Use your feet. If you do use your feet, make sure you use a bit of brake cleaner just to make sure you've got all your greasy fingerprints off of those shoes. So that's those in there. Handbrake mechanism fully off. So just carefully with the drum, you know, just where the shoes will be going on. Give that a scuff up. Just be careful not to get any of the debris in that bearing, or the one on the floor next to it either. A couple of things left to do before we put the nice clean drum on is we need to put these little pins back in. Find the hole here somewhere. So we get the pin through there, a little spring. Whoop. Okay. And then there's the washer. Which we definitely need pliers for. Oh my god. I made a pig zero that. I don't. Oh dear. I don't care. There she is. That's it. See, when you do things properly, it works out well. Same down here. I hope you can see all this, you know. Ugh. Why am I so clumsy? Right. Pin and spring. Here we are. Shoes are retained. Right. Drum. I'll say really you'd probably take this seal out to do all this, but I'm gonna shove a bit of grease in there. Yeah, we'll probably lubricate the shaft before we slot it on. Why not? Why not indeed? Check the book. Check the book. I am getting my books so dirty right now. Peggy, better appreciate this, you know. Rub the grease in to the little rollers. Rub it in. It's a mucky job, but somebody's got to do it. It's time to adjust the wheel bearing. This is very important. You mustn't over tighten this. Now, I've read the manual and I think I'm doing it the right way. If you've done this before and you think I'm doing it wrong, leave a comment down below. But this is how I've interpreted the workshop manual. The only difference being is I haven't got a torque wrench that goes low enough. It says you want to go to a torque of 5 foot-pounds, something like that. So pop your bearing in there with your little cog piece, and then put the nut in there. See, I'm taking the weight of the drum so the bearing's sat in there properly. Do the nut, do the nut, do the nut, do the nut. Right, so nut's loose. Now we're going to spin the hub. And as it's spinning, we do that up. And it says 5 foot-pounds. It's not a lot, so just a little tweak. So now that's too tight. So now we slacken it off a little bit, and then we do it up finger tight, which makes sense because when I got to it, it was loose. So yeah, just finger tight like that, and that's it. It's not got any movement to it. It spins nice and freely. So all you got to do now is get the retaining cover on the nut, making sure you've left some holes free for the split pin. That's good. Split pin in, so it can't come undone. This is exciting, isn't it? Very exciting. Give the little tabs a little squeeze on this locking nut thing. that's it. Scary, isn't it, hey? Not done that before. And then your grease cap, which is absolutely full. Like, does it need to be? I don't know. Does that all want to be in there? It's like toffee. We'll bang it all in there because we don't want it to get rusty or anything, do we? Fingerlicious. Boy, is that wheel spinning, or the hub spinning freely now. Doesn't really matter about the look of this, to be fair, because the wheel and hubcap's going to cover it all, so it doesn't actually matter too much. But you know, I like to give things a little clean up. So adjusting the brakes, we need to now use the adjuster on the back and turn the adjuster until you can't turn the wheel anymore, or the hub, shall I say. That's it. So shoes are adjusted, so you can't turn it, so we turn it back a little bit. Still can't do it. Turn it back a bit more. Whoa, there you go. It is a very small movement, so I would say that's it. Whilst we're under here, it's good to give it a little check over. As I say, cross tube mounts, brake pipes, have a little look, see if they need changing. I think this pipe's getting near needing changing. I'll give it another clean and have a look, but we don't want any perishing on that. Check straps, these are made of rubber, they can easily break. Good to have a look at those. Your bump stop there. That's about all the excitement, really. Have a little look, make sure your hydroelastic spheres aren't showing any signs of weeping on the flexi pipes through the back there. I've never touched my suspension pipes, so I hope they're okay. They look alright. And then I'll just give the arch a clean up. My poor old exhaust is a bit manky. Probably best to check the hangers on that as well, make sure they're okay. I've given it all a clean up here. I've just rubbed WD-40 on a cloth around all these bits. I've used waterless wash and wax on the paintwork. Don't know what's been rubbing here. Looks like the tyre's been rubbing for some reason. But, sorry if you're wobbling around there, by the way. You're resting on my leg. I'm just going to put the wheel on now. Well, that's it. Wheels back on. I hope I've adjusted that right. I'm going to do the other side now. You don't need to watch me do that. If I find anything interesting, I'll let you know. Hello, 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 hello. I'm around the other side. I just wanted to show you this adjuster here. It does work, but it's very stiff. Oh, come on, where are you? Ugh. That's not good. Not nice. So, for the sake of a £5 and the fact that I've got one right here, I'm going to fit the new one. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know that. There's nothing else to see here. Everything else looks good. Cross tube mount, rubber strap. It's got a bit of perishing going to it, so I'll just keep an eye on it. Yeah, nothing exciting here. And that's that side all put back together. Right, I guess it's time for a test drive, and maybe adjust the handbrake as well, because I think it's got too many clicks. I'll just show you quickly how I adjusted the handbrakes really easily. Really easy. I'm not doing it step by step because it's so easy. So my handbrake was going up 4 clicks before it put the handbrake on. So if you lift your rear seat up, probably easier on a 4-door, and you find all this gubbins in here. If you hold this one still, I used 5/16 spanner on this hexagon here. Hold that still, and this little lock nut was up here, so you had to crack the lock nut off whilst holding this hexagon. Once you've got the lock nut out the way, so mine was working on 4 clicks, so I wanted to get it to 3 clicks. So all I did was hold that and turn that anti-clockwise, so this bar went further in, and I'm really happy with it now. So I'm gonna lock it off because it's on 3 clicks now. 3 clicks and the handbrake comes on. I'm sure there's a specific way of doing this, you know, in the manual, but that is fine. And if you're wondering how I got the seat up, I just sort of put my knee there and then it unclips, and that's it. And then to put it back, it's the same. You just sort of put your knee there so it clips in to its little hooks in there. Thanks for watching. Bye.